Something basic like tax stuff, you know what I mean? Okay. All right, thank you. I promise you time and ask them if someone else wants.
It's your time out there. So go ahead and ask her. Yeah, they paint things. They don't like to sit around. They get paid to sit around and listen to us. Yeah, I don't know. Watching the news and I was just a bit like really sad and depressed. And I was like,
his pills, he said drop it, he said drop it. He has a box for you to drop it, right? So I looked for him, I said, why don't you do this? Thank you. Oh, he said he's gonna ask Mike. Okay. Well, I asked her just.
Do you have an email? I can email it to you. That'll be the easiest way.
So they're not.
It'll be for, like, they can put, is it for you for something? Whoever it's for, as long as you qualify.
I just dropped yesterday. Your cousin just said back off the air.
Oh, did you? I
Have the exact numbers right around there.
Good, that's she did.
So it's not an A.
That's the same.
I'm real close with it.
So you just gonna send me that information?
Yeah, it's an
I haven't seen much, some kind of funeral, basically.
Yeah. I was there, well, you were there. I was there for both. But,
future just like.
AT&T.
that's a sister. No, the mom's first, the sister.
All right, I'll send you one tomorrow.
Okay, we didn't have all.
What was it?
It's all the requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I didn't know that was the mother.
No, they didn't.
That was right.
That's up to the Oh, okay.
I had that. So I had to be really careful. I was scared about it.
Well,
Well, I appreciate it. Exactly.
Lucia,
I got this.
Yes, I will. I'll show you a picture of these trees.
yeah, for sure.
I shall send it to her.
Please do.
We were like 18 years old.
Oh, that's cool.
Right on, yeah. I got a ton of them, actually.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
I'm confused here.
Just waiting on something.
Good evening, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Bedford City Council. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Here.
Fluharty,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Asbury,
Here.
Saunders,
Here.
Cochi,
Here.
Spinks.
Here.
Council, you have the minutes of the work session of April 17th, 2023. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, could I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Janutus? Call the roll, please. Getting too fast again.
No, you're fine. Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of April 17th, 2023. Any corrections to those?
You skipped me.
Oh, Saunders, sorry.
I know I'm easy to forget. Yes.
As long as they don't skip you at dinner time.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Any corrections to the regular meeting, April 17th? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Asbury, second by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And we have I'm going to introduce our new athletic director at the high school, Mr. Joseph Commander. Welcome. Would you like to step forward, please?
Yeah,
And welcome to the city.
thank you.
Thank you.
And if you can introduce yourself and what you got planned for us.
Hello everyone, my name is JC Commander. I am the incoming athletic director at Bedford High School. So I'm pretty much trying to replace a legend in Mark Zofka. So I'm gonna do my best, but as a matter of fact, I have a transition day with him tomorrow. So just really looking forward to it. My wife was a Bearcat. She came out in '96 with Chris Chambers and that group. And then I had some cousins that came through as well, last name Barnes, so Nick and Nicole. So just really happy for the opportunity, and what I told myself was, well, the best way to get to know the community is to get out and know the community, so to speak. So I actually met Councilman Fluharty at I guess an activity for the school district on Saturday. So nothing really planned, just wanted to say hi, and if you want to stick around, we got a lot of good things going athletically, and we're working on everything else that we need to work on. So it's a great day to be a Bearcat, as always.
Yeah, got a bunch of Bearcats up here, so.
Okay, great. All right, thanks for the time.
Well, thank you for coming out and letting us meet you, and we'll be seeing you around.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Full business, ordinance number 31-23.
Amending Chapter 123 titled Rules of Council of the Codified Ordinance of the City and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put that on second reading. Motion for such by Asbury, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Reports, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A few items real quickly. We do have our water line replacements projects underway, specifically on Harriman. Both projects, Harriman and Ennis, will last approximately 90 days. Contractor should be on Ennis by the middle of May. What we do ask is that there will be no parking on those streets during that time, so for those residents, just a friendly reminder, no parking, allow the contractor to get in and out as quickly as possible, and it's an inconvenience, we understand, but a necessary improvement. I do want to mention that the city, we anticipate county council voting in the coming weeks on 2 grants. One is a CDSG grant of $50,000 that we hope to be awarded for land acquisition, as well as a CDBG grant which will fund $150,000 of improvements to the commons, the train depot, the public restrooms, improvements to the electrical, necessary electrical upgrades that will need to take place with the expansion of the commons, hopefully getting underway later this year. Also, a friendly reminder that ward meetings, the next board meeting will be on the 8th, next Monday, and then we have the last board meeting is scheduled for May 22nd. The annual Shred Day, which is funded through a grant, is scheduled to take place on Saturday, May 13th. That'll be right out here in the municipal parking lot. And I also wanted to mention, and there'll be more information on our social media platforms as well as the city's website, but a program being offered by our fire department, and that program is Be the Beat, and it is specifically to provide high-quality, hands-on CPR training for employees here in Bedford, staff that we have, businesses in Bedford, and the residents. So look for more information to come out on that. It's a new program, and kudos to the staff and the chief for working to put this together. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Law Director.
I'd just like to welcome everybody. I really have no report, just to remind everybody to vote tomorrow. There's an important judicial race, so please get out there and vote.
Thank you. Madam Finance Director.
I have no report this evening, thank you.
Thank you. We will start with Mrs. Spinks.
Good evening, everybody.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Was I supposed to go last?
It's okay, go ahead.
Ladies first.
No pressure to go real fast when I go first, though. Just, had to say goodbye to a real good friend of mine today, and all of ours up here, most of us up here, David Lynch, which a lot of people are familiar with that name because he was worked for our building department for many, many years. I developed a real close relationship with him through my church of Nazarene, and through him and his brother, I was able to start a free basketball camp. I couldn't have done it without those two guys. Joe Lynch passed away last year, and it was always so cute because the ages of the camp was from age 9 to 17, and the kids would, saw these two big older guys, in their 70s coming in, and those kids were like looking, what are these two old guys gonna teach us? Well, the funniest thing was one little kid kind of mouthed off and said, what is this old guy gonna teach me? Well, those two 70-year-olds got out there and showed those kids, how to play ball. And the good thing that they taught them, not about just that, but how to be a good team player and how to be a good person and how to learn to defeat. Learn from if you lose, then you go back and you don't blame it on a member or a team member or something. So the sportsmanship and the stuff that the kids learned from those two guys, what I learned from those two guys were just, he's definitely will always be Coach Dave to me, and I'm going to miss him with my camp this summer. I'm not going to have a basketball camp. I'm going to have a team building camp. That's going to be announced. I've got to work. I know that Mr. Fluharty's going to help me with this. I'll be asking some of the other guys. We've got a camp coming up this summer. I'm really excited about it. It'll be at Greencroft Park. It will be to Bedford kids only, not in our school district. It's Bedford kids, not just Ward 1. But it'll be a week-long thing, and I'm excited. The kids will have to register through the rec department. That'll come out a little bit later in the summer. It's usually the first week before school starts, because a lot of kids have spare times. Most of the other camps are done, so look forward to announcing what's going to be happening in that as we August sometime. Mike, real quick, can you kind of explain to people what's going on? I know what's going on, but on Greencroft with the culvert.
Yeah, the base of the culvert that runs underneath Greencroft is failing. We actually also identified a void along the curb where it was substantial. Our plan today was to dig that area and fill it. When we did dig that, we identified a leak. There was a water leak. It actually was coming from a Dominion line, which was odd. They did come out. There's a term for it, and I apologize, I don't have that in front of me. But they were out on site. They made it was a Dominion drip box. That repair was made. We believe that's what caused the eroding. It did go under a portion of the roadway, but being that that repair was made, we then worked to backfill that to ensure the safety of the road and the top portion. We are going to look to figure out the best approach to address the repair to the base of that culvert. Most likely that could be a liner.
Okay.
But we'll know that in the coming weeks.
Do we have a timeline on?
No, not
The one good thing about it, it stops people from speeding down Greencroft, because that's the spot that they pass everybody. They don't, so that will help that. But to let the residents know to be patient. I have noticed that I believe they are complete. Dominion is completed with their work on Crestwell, Mike. I think they're done. Looks nice. Everybody was happy with that. Let's see. Next Friday, May 12th, will be our speaker series for the Bedford Historical Society. Speaker series will be on Walker China. That is free. We do accept donations. That's at the old church. That's at 7 p.m. Next Friday. Also, let you know that the Historical Society will be open for the chocolate walk. That's the day before Mother's Day, so make sure you come in our gift shop. Lori Schroeder has stockpiled our gift shop with a lot of stuff that a lot of mothers would love to have. Let's see. I want to brag about the class of 2023 at Bedford High School. They did their little thing yesterday where everybody set up their booths of colleges they've been accepted to and things where they're going, and could not believe how many of our graduates are going to college to be educators. It really warmed my, because I would not want to do that for no amount, but so proud. And one young man that just, he's going to music, and he's wants to come back to teach, to be a music teacher here. And we've got another young lady, she's coming back elementary. So it's very heartwarming to see that. There was a lot of going to nursing schools, young ladies and guys, but a lot of them to go into the educational field. That says a lot about our schools here and about our teachers. And thank you for coming to Bedford. I appreciate you, and I think it's awesome. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Yeah, just to piggyback on that a little bit, the mayor mentioned that we have some Bearcats up here, quite a few of them. And we have the Mr. Commander here. Do people call you the Commander? Is that going to be? It seems like a logical. Here comes the Commander.
Not too many kids believe it, it is my last name.
It's a good name. But it just kind of brought me back to how growing up here and living kind of near the high school, and on Friday nights hearing the marching band and how thrilling that is, the sound of the band coming through the neighborhood and the drums, and there's been quite an improvement on the drum playing since I went to school. I gotta tell you, it's pretty amazing. They have a quite great drum corps. But it also strikes me that as we look back at the memories of our education, the extracurricular activities that we were involved in, those were the things that we always have the dearest memories of and the remembrances of, whether it be playing sports or whatever. So it just, it's a thrilling thing to realize that, because it's been a while since I've been to school, but I still hear the marching band, so it's pretty cool. The Bedford looks great, so I don't have any complaints about anything, because this time of year everything just looks wonderful with the green leaves and everything, and people getting out in the yard, and it's a good time. And the only other thing is that, well, as Mr. Malice pointed out, we have the ward meetings on Monday. So Ward 2 and Ward 4 on Monday. And the great thing about the ward meetings is that all the department heads will be here. So if you have any concerns, you could talk right to the people in charge and ask questions and whatnot. And the city will also have a really good presentation for what's in the future for the city of Bedford, and it's a really exciting, positive message. So that's happening Monday at the next board meetings. So try to come if you can. Thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Fluharty.
Yeah, we had our ward meeting a week ago and everything went well. We had some major concerns of things, and some of this stuff's already been addressed, which has been very good. Like you said, we have all the heads at the meeting, and they've already took care of a few problems. Mike, thank you, and I think imagine Clint for getting the patching job on Northfield a little bit. It helps a lot. So one of these days we got to get it repaid, but we'll crawl before we walk. So got it done, that's the main thing. I was shocked when I came down the road, I went, oh, something got done here finally, so it was good. So we got on that, and also took care of paying attention to our school buses, see what kind of speed they were going up and down the road, and that was addressed too, so, along with other people driving fast up and down the road. That's it in the report.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
I'd like to say good evening to everyone. Welcome. Mr. Commander, welcome to Bedford. Good luck. I don't know what it all entails, but I've been in the area for about 26 years, so good luck. Don't mean that negative. Yeah. Exactly. Everyone's mentioning the war meetings. As Mr. Janutis mentioned, it will be this coming Monday, the 8th, from 7 to 9, right here in the chamber, in the council chambers. Also like to mention that this year we will be celebrating Juneteenth. That will be held at the Bedford Bearcat Stadium. We will be doing this with 3 surrounding communities, being Bedford Heights, Oakwood Village, and Walton Hills. Some of the things that will be there, there will be food trucks, music, dance, health and wellness, vendors, voter registration, parade, kindergarten registration, some poultry. There's some poultry contest, which Heskett, the middle school students, have entered into a contest, so they will be putting on display their poultry or whatever. That will be, as I said, at the Bearcat Stadium, and that would be from 5 to 7 in the report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, everybody, for coming. Mr. Commander, congratulations on your new position, and good luck, sincerely. Bedford graduate, 1983.
Okay.
As was already mentioned, we do have an issue on the ballot tomorrow. It's a municipal court judge. Wards 1, 3, and 6 are now voting at Ellenwood. Ward 2 is still at the high school, according to the Board of Elections, and 4 and 5 are voting at Glendale. One last reminder before the event, Bedford Downtown Alliance 5th Annual Chocolate Walk, Saturday, May 13th, noon to 5. Tickets are still available, but they are going fast. Some great prizes. We've got 5 top prizes that everybody that buys an admission ticket is entered into, and then we've got 50 prize pool tickets. So for a $20 prize pool ticket, you're guaranteed a minimum $20 prize. So get your tickets while they're still available. Chipper service is this week. Next one is June 5th through the 9th, so make sure you call the service department to get on the schedule. Ward meetings for 5 and 6 will be Monday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. here. And what else? Solicitation. Bedford Police Department posted on their social media today an instance in South Euclid where a member of NOPEC was going around soliciting door to door. The only issue with that is NOPEC doesn't solicit in South Euclid. So police were pretty sure that this was a scam. At this point in time, Bedford has nobody that is licensed to solicit in the city of Bedford. So you do not have to open your door to these people. If you do see them, you can call the non-emergency number 440-232-1234, and police will come out and check. At this point in time, nobody is licensed to solicit in the city of Bedford. So do not feel obligated to open the door to these people. They can be pushy and rude. I'll say it again. Back in January, a gentleman came around from one of the companies, cable company, and my wife said no thank you. He didn't like that answer, I guess, and he fraudulently started an account in her name. The next thing you know, we have a box of equipment from this company, and we're getting a bill. So it took almost 3 months, multiple phone calls and visits, to finally, hopefully, get this situation taken care of. The account has been canceled and closed, and we haven't received a bill yet in the last 2 weeks, so just be careful, people. Mike, any time frame on Broadway yet?
No, we reached out to ODOT following our most recent payment. We authorized it was additional 50,000. So they did receive that, and we asked for when the pre-con is scheduled, and they have not scheduled it yet. They did award the project to Shelley, but, you know, a couple of weeks ago, they had indicated that they wanted the project to start towards the end of, which would be this month, end of May, but that means we would have to have a pre-con in the coming weeks. So as soon as we hear, we'll share that.
Thank you. And a report.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders.
Well, now that Jeff took almost everything I was gonna say, thank you.
Next.
No, I still have another quick one. The Lincoln water main replacement, are we gonna bid that out before these two are finished? Because chances are we'll probably get the same contractor and we would get a lower price because he doesn't have to set up because he's already here.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they'll bid it or not, but yeah, we will be going out to bid later we'll begin advertising this month.
Okay, yes. That way, I would almost assume we're gonna get the same one. Setup cost is a big thing, so if they're already here, they get an advantage to some degree. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You said
I just want to extend my sympathies to the family of Dave Lynch, who just passed. He was a building inspector in town, and I worked with him quite a bit because I was the fire marshal at the time, so we worked together on a lot of projects, and he was a good guy. He will be missed, and again, my condolences to his family. I have nothing else. We are going to change from the norm a little bit. The next item is a motion to approve the Planning Commission's decision approving Buckeye Relief to open a medical marijuana dispensary on Rockside Road. And it's just a yes/no. So planning did approve it. And if we agree with it, we vote yes. If you don't agree with it, you vote no. But before we do that, being this is something kind of new to our city, and I will entertain a 10-minute period here. We have some representatives. If anybody has a question for the people, if that's okay with you guys. If anybody has a question regarding this dispensary, it's a retail establishment for the sale of medical marijuana, which you have to have doctor's permits and all kinds of things. To do that, it's going to go in the Long Rockside where Simon's Supermarket is someday going to open up. It's on the side there, which would be nice because it may spur some other interest in that location. But if anybody has a question for the medical people, I will entertain that before we vote on it. I think, is there anything you guys would like to say, or?
I guess
Kind of putting you on the spot here.
No, it's fine,
I
it's
didn't
fine.
warn you ahead of time.
So introduce ourselves. My
If
name's
you-
Caroline Henry.
Sorry, if you could come
Oh,
up to
sure.
because it's being recorded, so.
Great, no pressure. My name's Caroline Henry. I'm the head of government affairs for Buckeye Relief.
I'm AJ Carabello, Director of Retail Operations for Buckeye Relief and Amplify.
I'm Dave Kaplan with Oliver Architecture. We've done the architecture for their past 2 dispensaries, and they're doing this one too in Bedford. I don't know them, I just was gonna say if they had a free sandwich. I'm Matt Winningham, I'm the Director of Security. I've been with the company since the applications were written. I'm directly responsible for building what are probably some of the most secure facilities in the state of Ohio, across the state of Ohio, and can personally attest to what has made communities safer in many aspects. And I can go on and on and on, but most specifically with our, I wouldn't even call it cooperation, I would call it just a woven relationship with law enforcement and first responders with the way we run our business. But, so again, I'm the Director of Security for Buckeye Relief Annis Dispensaries.
To give you an idea, Buckeye Relief is what they call a level 1 cultivator. We operate a 60,000 square foot building with 25,000 square foot of area where we grow medical marijuana plants, and that's in Eastlake, Ohio. We also, in that facility, have a processing operation where we turn the oil extracted from those plants into other products like tinctures, capsules, edibles, vape cartridges. And we have a dispensary, I think had mentioned we have one in Cleveland Heights and one in Columbus. We are an Ohio-owned and operated company. We don't operate in any other states. We are here to provide medical marijuana to the patients of Ohio, and we don't have aspirations to go anywhere else. But we'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys might have about medical marijuana, about our business, about our plans for the location.
Excuse me, Joe, one question, Peter. What building zone is that? Like, what zone is it in, and where would they be allowed to be in our zoning?
It's gonna be in Ward 2 along Rockside Road.
No, the business zone though, is that like B1 or B2?
Oh, it's, what, B?
That's in the mixed-use district.
Yeah.
And in the mixed use, when it was established, this use is a conditional use, which meant they had to go in front of planning commission first, and then ultimately here at city council.
Right. What other areas, is this, in the area they're in now, is that basically the specific area where that kind of retail will be allowed?
The medical marijuana, this use is, as of right now, only permitted in the mixed use district.
All right, thank you.
Sandy?
I just wanted them to explain too, because this was part of our work session, how she explained it to us there, where this is medical marijuana. You can't just walk in there and just buy gummies or whatever. You want to explain that more to them?
Yes, more than happy to. The general public is not allowed to enter a medical marijuana dispensary. To come into a dispensary, you have to be a registered patient, which means you have one of 25 conditions that are approved by the state of Ohio to qualify for medical marijuana. You've taken your medical records to a recommending physician. So in Ohio, a physician has to choose to become a recommending physician. They have to take 2 hours of training on medical marijuana. They register and they can start seeing patients. They certify you, then you get a card from the state of Ohio, and you have to come to the dispensary and present that card. We only allow patients, and they can bring one visitor with them to the dispensary, and that visitor is not allowed to leave the lobby. They can't enter the actual retail area of the dispensary. The point of the visitor is really, we're dealing with sick patients. They might need some help from a family member to get into the dispensary, to get out of their car. They might have questions and they want to meet. Buckeye Relief's dispensary is operated by a pharmacist, and so they might want to meet with their family member, with the pharmacist, to talk about their condition and the type of products that might help them. But it's not open to the general public. Everyone can't walk in and just peruse the dispensary and learn more about medical marijuana. They have to have a card, they have to be a registered patient, and they're tracked. Every one of their purchases is tracked in the state's ORS system, which is the same system that tracks any type of opioid that's purchased. Any type of pharmaceutical purchase is tracked with ORS. So physicians can see everything that's purchased in a dispensary, and they can see everything that patients have purchased. So when a patient goes to see their physician knows their medical marijuana patient and everything they bought. It's very secure. You won't see children from the community running into a dispensary. That just does not happen.
About how many people come to a dispensary, like within a day?
Within a day, usually between 1 and 200.
Whoa.
Basically, it needs some medication.
Ohio has 168,000 registered patients today. A lot of people in Ohio seeking additional relief.
Now, when they take that, does that make them be influenced? You know what I'm saying? Like, all I know about marijuana from back in the day, you smoke it, you get high. I don't know about this new medical. Does it affect the brain the same?
it does. You know, what we always tell patients is that high is really more of a side effect than you know, the medical effect that you're after, especially when you're mixing it with CBD or CBG, some of those other minor cannabinoids. It can lessen some of those, what they call psychoactive effects, you know, that making you feel impaired. But you know, there is still THC in there, and that's that component that can make you feel high. But when a lot of these patients are using the medication, they get those therapeutic effects at much lower doses than what keeps them from being, you know, non-functional. So while it is a side effect, it's usually a side effect that's seen in much bigger doses. The medical effects that you need can really be achieved in much, much smaller doses.
So they're allowed to drive cars under the influence of the medical?
Absolutely not. Driving while under the influence of medical marijuana is not allowed.
And will it bring any jobs for Bedford?
We anticipate there'll be somewhere between 25 and 30 jobs.
Thank you.
And that's probably a direct effect. I think a secondary and tertiary effect will be, and I think someone else mentioned it, just putting some kind of life into that business center. I think you're gonna see more things. You're just gonna have more traffic. Currently, you guys can speak with better granularity, but the dispensaries that are the closest, you do have Garfield Heights, but you got Cleveland Heights, you've got Wickliffe, thank you. So you've not got a lot of close by spots, Bedford being this close to probably the major, I mean, the time it takes to get into Cleveland Heights. You know, as a crow flies, I don't know what part of the South you're from, but you understand that expression. As a crow flies, it's not that far away. When you go through, sorry, the stoplights and the red lights, it's way away. So I think Bedford's gonna see a lot of increased traffic, so that's gonna be more fuel stops, that's gonna be, and not to make some joke, but more snacks and pizzas and whatever else that are gonna be part of, I think, the whole operation.
There's something over there. Thank you.
I have a question. If marijuana is legalized in the state, would your facility be selling retail?
It really depends on how it's legalized. Right now, there is an initiative that is planning to be on the November ballot. Under that initiative, medical marijuana dispensaries automatically become adult use, but there is something that says if the community does not want an adult use dispensary, the community can choose not to have that dispensary become adult use. So it really depends on how this passes and what the community decides.
Is that community or is that the
It'd be the city of
council?
Bedford.
I mean, is that a voted thing from the community or is that something council decides?
Good question.
There's a process that is outlined in that particular initiative where if the city decided not to have it, I'm not sure if it's council, I'm not sure who makes that decision, but then it could be voted on. If the community decides they want it, they could override that decision, or if the council decided they didn't, I'm sure there's a process to override that. But it depends on if adult use passes and what passes. I'm just looking at what is probably gonna be on the November ballot, but there are other things that could also happen. It's a hard question to answer, I'm sorry to be vague.
Great, thank you. It's our 10 minutes.
Thank
you.
y'all very much.
Appreciate it. So we need a motion to approve the Planning Commission's decision approving Buckeye Relief to open a medical marijuana dispensary located at 22803 Rockside Road, Bedford, Ohio, 44146. Can I have a motion for such? By Smith, second by Asbury. Again, yes if you agree with the Planning Commission approving it, and no if you don't agree with the Planning Commission approving it. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion to approve the Planning Commission's decision to approve Jamil Zayed JZDZ LLC located at 277 Northfield Road,
construct a new 6,000-foot addition with 4 white box spaces, zoned a B2 to go to the Board of Zoning and Appeals for a variance. Again, yes, if you agree with the Planning Commission, no, if you do not agree. Mike, you want to talk a little bit about this?
Yes, this is, would be an expansion on the vacant lot at Best in Northfield, next to, there is Mr. Z's convenient location there. This would be, as the mayor said, a 4-unit expansion of this on that parcel. 2 of the units would be earmarked per the owner to house Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, and then the other 2 he would be leasing out. He would be required, if he wants to keep that existing storefront to match, which is what his intent is, the existing building, he would need to seek a variance, which is why it talks about going to the Board of Zoning, and that variance would be a rear setback requirement to the adjoining parcel.
Thank you. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Resolution number 2599-23.
A resolution declaring the official intent and reasonable expectation of the city of Bedford on behalf of the state of Ohio to reimburse its wastewater fund for the year 2023 for the wastewater treatment plant no feasible alternatives analysis phase 2 project with the proceeds of a tax exempt debt of the state of Ohio.
I have a motion for suspension. Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury. Jen, you want this one?
So this is more of just formality. Back in August of 2022, council approved the ability for the administration to apply for, accept, and enter into a water pollution control loan fund agreement for this project on the NFA study. The proceeds were awarded in the amount of $227,950, and this resolution is just simply declaring the intent for us to reimburse our 501, which is our wastewater fund, with these funds, which is, and these are proceeds that will be paid back over time, over, I think it was a 10-year period, starting in 2025.
Thank you. Questions? Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 38-23.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Simplex IT to upgrade the city of Bedford's core network infrastructure at City Hall and declaring an emergency.
We have a motion for suspension by Smith, second by Saunders. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This is a IT upgrade. We were performing updates to the firewall a few weeks ago when we identified a number of one main switch that is at capacity that was failing. This proposal is to install a 10 gigabyte fiber adapter, which includes 2 new switches and 12 ports switch. So basically, put it into perspective, right now our capacity is 1 gigabyte. This would upgrade it to 10 gigabyte. It would address the switch that was failing. When we did that upgrade and it failed, our records department was down for roughly half the day. So we could have replaced it with an existing, but we're looking to have more capacity, especially when adding security cameras to the Ellenwood facility and the new pool house, and have that all connected to the municipal complex.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Ordinance number 39-23.
Authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a contract with Plug Hug LLC for fire hydrant cleaning system, for a fire hydrant cleaning system for the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Asbury, second by Smith. Mike?
Yes, in the past, we would have staff, mostly seasonal staff, go around, wire brush each individual hydrant, and then prep it for paint. It was a very time-consuming and cumbersome process. They have now developed a piece of equipment that attaches to a machine that we have now. It's a cylinder, it goes over the hydrants and cleans it and preps it for paint, all in an extremely short amount of time. We can then follow behind that and restore a lot of our hydrants at a much faster pace. We did look into other communities that are utilizing similar equipment. Chagrin Falls is using this and spoke very highly of it.
Thank you. But you used that years ago. Call the roll, please.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Cochi,
Yes.
Spinks.
Yes.
And now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
I'm Derek Maple, 717 Broadway, Alan K Design, custom t-shirts. I don't know if this is the proper place to address this, but I have noticed, going up and down Broadway, there's many vacant buildings, 14 of them actually since last Sunday. And I'm on the verge of closing my store down. Now, the reason is some health problems I do have, which y'all know. But there's a lack of communication and support from Bedford that I have noticed in the last 5 years. I opened a store 5 years ago for my wife, which passed away, and we were very blessed to be in Bedford and had a good run. But I noticed lately, like the high school outsources stuff, t-shirts and that, which is understandable. The rec center just did this last year. But they did not come to us and a couple other people that are in Bedford to give us an opportunity to bid on the t-shirts or whatever they wanted. They didn't even give us a chance. And if they would have gave, per se, me a chance, I would have gave them a quote and said, this is, bottom line, this is the price. But they didn't give me that. They could have said yes or no. But they didn't give that to us and another person down there also. And I just noticed another t-shirt company came into Bedford. I met them just the other day. Very nice people, great people. And I wish them the best of luck. But I just feel that Bedford is not really helping us out at all. And like I said, I don't know if this is a great place to address this or not, but I feel disappointed. I've worked with Bedford Downtown Alliance extremely, quite a bit. Donated quite a bit, and appreciate everything up until recently. And I feel I don't even know see it. I feel it's screwed over, point blank. So, that's all I wanna say. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that just silk screen or is that embroidery also?
Not embroidery, so.
Okay, okay.
But silk screen, vinyl, mugs, I mean, you name it, we do it, but we don't do embroidery.
Okay, because I was, the reason why I was asking, there is a lady who, I guess she just retired, Lynn's Logo, she started out up over the steel, lawnmower stuff,
Oh, there's still, look, you know,
yeah, chainsaw place, right?
I've not noticed that.
Yeah, well, that's where she started out at, and then she moved into town, where Carson's is right
Yes,
now.
Yes, very good.
She retired, and she did a lot of work for me, and I had been looking for somebody else to do it in the city, and, not too many people do embroidery.
Not embroidery, Steve does, but, Raymond, you know Carson, Bob owns that place. He bought the jewelry store, and they do
Right.
that, they do embroidery in that, and we're very close too, we send each other work in that,
Okay, okay.
you know.
Yeah, because like I said, she retired, Lynn retired, I didn't even know she had went out of business, I went in there, and, I couldn't get done what I wanted to have done in there. And, I reached out to, I think the place is called ABL or something, South in Solon, it's a big conglomerate, and, she sold all of her equipment, all of her programs to these people. I know there's a couple of programs that she sold to them that they're never gonna use, and I tried to contact them, and they wouldn't even talk to me, so.
And that's the problem I'm getting now. I mean, I'm just a little guy. You know, you go on the internet, you can order anything you want, but you don't know what you're gonna get, you don't know what size it's gonna be when you get it back. You know, so, I mean, how come, like Bedford Schools, rec center, how come they never reach out to me, or anybody else right around here? Give us a shot. If they say no, if my bid's too high, it's no, I mean, that's business.
Right.
But I didn't get a shot.
Yeah, that's,
I think it's a game changer, I mean, honestly.
let's look and see how the bids get sent out.
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate you bringing it to us.
I appreciate everybody here.
You're shutting down your retail location downtown, but you're still gonna stay in
Design is
business.
still gonna be alive,
Right.
yes. Right now, we have new owners that bought the building, and there's another issue, I don't even know who these people are. I have no clue. They bought, you know, our building there. I have no idea who they are. They send me an email, send a check to this company, or to an address. I'm like, okay, what about my problems I have with this building? You know, my store personally, and everybody else in there. We have no idea. We don't know who these people are.
But if there's problems with the building, and our building department should be notified.
I have talked to the building department, I've talked to the fire department. We, very good communication, very good. And they're on top of it, they are.
Okay.
And that's 100%, they're on top of it.
So we'll look into the other about the bid process.
I just thought it was kind of cheap.
Yep. Thank you.
My 2 cents. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Congratulations to you too, Mr. Commander, and very sorry about it. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Sabrina Future, 15 Charles Street. And first of all, I want to thank you guys for doing, I think if I heard correctly, the fire station is going to do the CPR training for residents. Thank you, because I've been participating on getting that. So thank you for that. And also for the fire hydrants, because I was driving through another city, and it was a suburb, it wasn't Cleveland. And their fire hydrants looked terrible, like they were corroded, and I was like, that's terrible. So thank you for that too. I apologize, I missed the ward meeting. It was my birthday. I celebrated my birthday with my family. I was gonna come, but my family talked me out of it, so I celebrated with my family. But I wanted to know the status of that veteran place on Northfield. Last time, you know, that empty place, the veteran spot right there on Northfield in Interstate. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. When I go on my walks and I come through the alley, more and more it's deteriorating. The windows are out. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I used to see police coming through. I don't even see police coming through anymore.
The VFW,
No, right there on Interstate in Northfield. Right where Timco's is, next to Timco's. It used to be the veteran hot, right?
Oh, the.
yes, I'm sorry, yes.
I'm sorry, out my mask. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I was thinking the VFW hall down on Union.
The veterinary,
The veterinary, city council did condemn that building a few months back.
Right.
So we're gonna be working to try to take it down.
Okay, I just want to estimate, how long does that process, because I don't know.
So it's hard to say. I mean, all the proper notifications will be going out. We have to do a lien search. Actually, I believe a lien search was already conducted. But what we're trying to do is, the county had recently notified us that there could be potential dollars to cover commercial demolitions available. So we would like to go after those, so the city doesn't have to spend money to demolish the building and then assess, because we probably won't get it back because we don't own the property. So we'll most likely be applying for funds through the county. I would imagine it'll be down within 6 months, hopefully much sooner, but it's hard to tell right now.
Okay, as long as it's moving, thank you. The second thing is the status of the picnic tables at Interstate Park on my street. That park is the only park that does not have picnic tables. This weather has been delayed, thank God, but when the weather breaks, I used to take my tables over there after they were removed. I have back problems now. I can't do that. And so what is the status of getting the picnic tables back?
So we haven't addressed that at that specific park. I will say that our Parks and Recreation Director and our staff, we were doing a park-by-park assessment. For instance, at the Lincoln Cows, the First Street, when that was done earlier this year, we actually had to dismantle that playground equipment because it was a hazard. And we really, our numbers didn't show that it warranted that. I'd have to look and see what the response was as far as the park you're talking about, on what improvements or what changes need to be made there. But we were doing a park-by-park assessment at all of the tot lots.
And so if I heard you correctly, you assessed that park?
Yeah, we were assessing all of them, but I don't have that report in front of me. I'd have to look.
Okay.
I'll
So is
talk
that
with-
gonna
I'll
be
talk with our rec
all
director
summer
about that.
to get a picnic table or two?
No, I didn't say that. I just.
No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this has
I don't
been
know.
like 2 years. I mean, it's really not major. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, one last thing. This Thursday is National Day of Prayer. I'm supposed to get back to me, Mr. Mellis.
But you had mentioned that Bishop Thomas was organizing that. I've been in communication with Bishop Thomas. And I'm waiting for him
You
to
told me you was
respond.
gonna call me back, but okay.
Well, I did. I went to him and we had a conversation last week, and he was gonna follow up with me, but I have not connected with him
That's
today.
why I was trying to be in the loop, because I really want our city to participate in this, because we are a blessed nation. I mean, we really blessed. Like Thursday, I'm going out to other Walton Hills, Cleveland. We should have it right here. We have everything else. I mean, shame on us. If you need me to coordinate it, I don't have a problem doing that. I visit the churches throughout, because if we're all churches, we're all connected. And I think that would make a better community, especially talking about marijuana coming in. Come on. Let's get National Day of Prayer on the books for next year, please. With the council. That would be great asset. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dot Schwendy, 513 Lamson Avenue. I was running some errands on Saturday afternoon, stopped in at Dollar General, and I don't know if you're aware of it, but the parking lot back there has become another haven for our truckers. So, yeah, there are quite a few of them out there Saturday afternoon, so It doesn't give a very good impression of our downtown, in my opinion. So I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. And also, the Garden Club will be having a plant sale, our 35th annual plant sale, Friday, May the 19th, from 1 to 7, and Saturday, May the 20th, from 10 to 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Sabrina Future, 15 Charles, I forgot. I saw the don't walk signs, you know those signs where they're electric, the poles, up on the pole, and they say don't walk. You push the button and they tell you to cross.
By the intersections, yeah.
Yeah, well, the one on Northfield, right by Light Heart Sevilla is down. I don't know, it looks like somebody must have hit it.
Bob Dieterich, 137 Sandon Circle. I just needed a clarification on this number 6, old business, rules of council amendment. What kind of rules of council are you amending? On what specifically?
We went over all of them. We discussed this last meeting with the council rules, and some of them we had to update because of the charter changes, the charter review that we went through last year.
Yeah, but I mean, anything in particular about rules of council, I don't know exactly what it is. Does this have to do with our meetings? Put it that way. Does it have to do with participation and time of participation we have in these meetings?
Yes.
What type of changes?
Well, we went over those a couple of weeks ago.
I think I missed that one, sorry.
Yeah. What did I do with them? A lot of it's just kind of bookkeeping stuff. The biggest thing is changing the start times of the meetings. We will be starting first meeting in September. We will be meeting at 7 o'clock for our regular meeting instead of 8. That's a big thing there. Just some language, let's see, 7. Notifying council members of different things that used to say by telephone or by written notice. We added email and text, to bring us up. Little things like that, that's the biggest thing.
Mayor, I was just interested, any changes for us when we want to come up and give any questions or any
No, we did
limitations
not
on
have a
that?
time limit at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Frank Spiker, 20 William Street. I just wanted to follow up on what Dot was saying about the tractor trailers being parked at Dollar General down there. There were 6 of them down there the other day when I pulled in off of Columbus. There's 2 or 3 on the back wall. There was another 2, and then there was one lined up along the guardrail. So concerning because, it is becoming a truck stop over there, and it doesn't need to be there in downtown Bedford.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Else? Seeing none, can I have a motion for adjournment by Fluharty, second by Spinks? Call the roll, please.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Cochi?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.